Hi, welcome to part 2 of the armchair tutorial. So, if you'll remember at the end of part 1, I said that you needed to have all your pieces for the chair together and that have them all glued and the glue dry. For the second part, which is covering the pieces. So, this is what I suggest you do to ensure you have all your pieces. So, you'll want 2 arms that are ovals with each of the ends covered. You'll want your cushion, the seat, that is assembled with your spacers and the bottom part of your seat. You'll want your back, which is the 2 large pieces attached with a spacer. You'll want 2 pieces that are the sides of your chair, and you will want the front bottom piece of your chair. So to ensure that you have these pieces and they all fit, I'd assemble the chair with some Mac tack. Something to double check is to make sure, remember these markings that we've made on the chair? So this is the height of the chair from the top of the back to the bottom. So this would be the part that if you look at a chair, this is the length that you would see for the back. This is where your cushion would line up. So that should fit in that space there. Right? So I'm just going to Mac tack that on so you can have a look. Right? So that will get fitted right onto there, and it should fit. There's a slight angle, which is why this length was 5 centimeters. This length here is 4.8 centimeters. So that should fit there like that. Then you have the front. So that also, that's wider at the top. So that's 4.8 inches there, centimeters there, and 4 across the bottom. This is 4 as well. So they should all match up. So you can just stick on a little bit of Mac tack there. This will give you an idea of how the chair is going to look. So these ones, these were 3 by 4. They fit on the side here. Oh, and I appear to have made them too long, which is fine, totally fine. Just cut them down to the correct size. And this will all get covered. So little differences won't really matter. Let's try that like that. So that would then get stuck on there. Like so. Oops. The Mac tack isn't quite working, but it's just to give you an idea of how you want it to look, of the pieces that you want and where they go. It's not working at all. But I imagine you've got the idea here now. I'm going to do that like that. Let's do this like this. I could even just put the pins in this, really, to make it easier on myself. There. And And then that is there. And then we can put the sides on. There's one side. Just get pinned on. Like here. And here. Let's see where it's going, I'm sure. The other side, which will, I guess, will also be too long. Yep. So let's cut down that a little bit. That can go. I like most of my work, I just eyeball things. So if you're pretty exact about stuff, this may drive you crazy. And I'm sorry if it does. That gets pinned in there. This is just to give you an idea. So when you've got all these pieces, and of course your arms then will get attached here and here. Right? See? I'm sure that makes sense now that you've seen it together. Now, the next step is to cover them. So first up, we're going to cover the back of the chair. Now, for this, you'll want to get your quilt batting. Now, I cover the front and back of the chair. So, for the back, I do one layer. I'm going to just do a loose outline on it. So that's for the back. For the front, I cut it. I put 2 layers. So I double over my batting like this. So it just has a little bit more cushiness to it. And with this one, I am going to do it a bit bigger. Just a loose mark around it. And just do it a tad bigger. Now, cut out. Whoop. There's a top to that marker, I'm sure. What did I do with it? There it is. So, we cut out this bit. Straight across there. Like that. So that's for one part of the chair. And then cut out this one. Now, how much batting you need for this chair, I have no idea. I don't really know how much fabric you're going to need. You just are going to have to wing it. There's my back. All right. Let's move that aside. Now, I'm going to take, so this is the back side of my chair. This is the front side of the chair. This is going to get covered up, but it's been good to have it there just so I can check my sizes, to make sure that my pieces all fit. Remember, that needs to fit there. This piece here fit in there. So, but that is going to get covered up. First, I'm going to glue the back side, the quilt batting onto the back side. Like so. Like that. And now that should stick just as is there. That should be fine. On this side, I do the same. So I'm gluing my quilt batting right on, like so. Turn it over and place this in the middle-ish. Now the reason I cut it bigger is because I'm going to fold it over the edge. So it's attached like that. Now, I'm going to take some glue and fill in this space. There we go. And then I'm going to turn this over there. And there. And then that gets pinned. And I do that all the way around, folding the fleece in. If this bit's too long, fold it over and add extra glue all the way around the side, going back and forth. So don't go around the circle. Start at the top, work your way back and forth. You could even pull the bit at the bottom as well. I've got lots of glue. Just the opening to get the glue out is so small that I sometimes have to fight with it. Pin that there, and so you'll go back and forth all the way around. So once you've got it covered in quilt batting, it should look like this. So I've glued all around the edges to attach it. Anywhere that appeared to maybe need a little extra glue, got it. So this will be the side facing out. This would be the side that the sitter's back would be up against, and that's the back of the chair. So let's move on to the seat. So the seat doesn't need as much. It does get doubled over on the top and the front, but that's the only bit you're cutting off. So let's create an edge there. So this seat, the front would be like that. Oh, that's not the top, this is the top. So you would go like this to cover the front of the seat, the cushion, and then it'll come back to there. So that's all you need to cut out for this one. Cut along the back and up the side. And I cut it too short, so let's try that again. So, what was it I was doing? I wanted it to be there. Find a better spot. Right. So, I wanted it to be there and go back. So, let me try to cut this again. No, I'm not making this very clear, but what you want is a piece of doubled over quilt batting that's cut so that it goes halfway around the little box, just like that. Right? It's not as complicated as I made it seem. So then you want to glue that on and pin it as well. So when you're done gluing and pinning your seat, it should look like this. So you've got your spacers on the side. I didn't make a spacer for the back. You could if you wanted to, but it's not really necessary. The side and the front spacers do the work. So you're covering up the front spacer and the top of the cushion. Then your arms. So what you need to do here is, once again, you're doubling up your quilt batting. And you just want to cut a strip that'll go all the way around. So I'm going to fold it like this. And you have a snip here. And I'm going to cut a somewhat even piece along here. Some glue on my scissors. Move that out of the way. So you're getting a piece basically like this. And this should be more than enough to wrap both of them, I believe. Now, I always pay attention to where I wrap them. This will sit like this on the chair. So this crease is pointing down on the inside of the arm of the chair. And I follow that same rule for how I wrap on the batting and how I put on the fabric on the front. So there'll be a piece that goes, start at the bottom like that. And I'll wrap it around and I do an overlap that'll be like right there. So it's not very big overlap at all. And then I can cut it down. So, and then glue that into place. Like so. And then I'm pulling the top down over. Right? Putting some glue here to hold it in place. Pull it nice and tight and secure it with the pins. Now, and do that with both of the arms. So it looks like that. So the last bit of quilt batting you have to add are on these pieces. And these pieces do not need to get wrapped. They can just get one layer on the front. So just cut yourself my sides of the chairs are a different size. I'm not sure why, what I did wrong, but I'll just adjust it. Like I said, these bits, they, if it's a bit wonky, that's okay. Wonky's my style. So, then you cut out your pieces like that. And then this one. them all down to the right size. And then I'm done with the quilt padding. And these all just get a bit glued onto the front. So there. There. And there. Just like that. So now you let all these pieces dry, and then in part 3 we'll cover them in fabric.